All right, guys, is this a dead cat bounce in the stock market or is this rally legitimate? Look, let's break down the charts, go over what I'm seeing. Happy Friday, by the way. Cheers. We're what? Midway through? No, over midway through the day. It's about 2 p.m., almost 2 p.m. now, East Coast time. I'm losing track of time as these markets have been nuts, right? We're up one day, down massively the next, this has been crazy. So it's currently, like I said, about 2 o'clock East Coast time, 1:30, 2 p.m., and we are up across the board. S&P's up 1% right now. You guys see that right here. QQQ is up, let's see, guys, about 0.67. 6.7, right? Oh my gosh, guys. I commented on a side note. I made a TikTok, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, this stock went up 6-7%." And you guys know that, trend now where everybody's like 6-7. People were like 6-7, 6-7. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Yeah, that's how I learned about that. Either way, so we're up massively, right, on the Russell especially. So QQQ's up 0.75%, SPY 1%, the Russell 2.5%, guys, as the Dow is up 1.25, about 600 points in the green, which the Dow charts wise looks the best out of all the indices. You can see the Dow actually is bouncing right off of this 180 moving average here on the 4 hour. So this looks pretty good, honestly, guys. We held this a couple of weeks ago back in the middle of October. That's where the Dow bounced off of to then go to all-time highs. So the Dow, technically speaking, looks very good. The best out of the bunch, I would say, on this time frame, 4 hour chart. And if you look at the 30-minute chart, this is where you start to realize on all of these indices that we're not really breaking out at all. We're not fully breaking out. This is simply, you can argue, a dead cat bounce, a bull trap, right? If you guys look here on the Dow, we'll start here and look at all these indices. You're noticing, yeah, it's up 1.3 on the day, but we're still technically making these lower highs. Are we not? Are we not still under the 180 SMA? Are we not still under this trend line? We are. You guys see that here. So that is a little worrisome, right? Yeah, we're up on the day. The Russell's ripping. All this is looking great, but we're not really fully breaking out of this trend line yet. And you're going to notice that even on the Russell being up 2.6%, Look at this, guys. We're still technically in this little downtrend on the 30-minute, lower highs, all of that. We're still making these lower highs, right? So, yeah, I don't think we're necessarily fully breaking out. And this is on the 1 hour chart. You can see it even better, right? We're still downtrending, guys. That is the reality. And on SPY, let's pull this back up. You're seeing the same thing. We're seeing a nice run, 1%, but we're still under these moving averages on the 1 hour chart, still in this channel right here, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with, because guess what? That means we get more buying opportunities. The longer that the S&P, the entire market downtrends, right, the more we have time to accumulate. And I'm not one of those guys that doesn't buy when the market breaks out. I'm buying all the time. But I'm really buying when the market's downtrending. And, the reality is, guys, look, we had our Christmas rally, our Santa Claus rally, whatever you want to call it, a little early this year. Not to say that we're not going to run again in December. I think there's a good chance we see a nice rally in December still, but we had one heck of a rally in September, October, to the point where, yeah, a lot of these AI valuations got a little nutty, So now that we've gotten this healthy drawdown, it's an accumulation range zone time period for me especially. I don't know about you guys, but I'm adding stocks here. So it's like I almost want this to be a dead cat bounce. I almost want this to go lower, but we just really don't know, because Nvidia's earnings were so good to the point where, the market is going to take a couple days to digest these earnings. It might take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days, whatever. We might have an up day, a down day, an up day, but ultimately the fundamentals prevail, And I feel like the strong fundamentals that Nvidia showed us through those earnings, that's going to get us back up, in December. That's going to end up pushing the market back up, whether it takes a couple of days, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, a week or two. It's going to bring the market back up. And I'm sticking to that. So, sure, this could be a dead cat bounce in the short term. Sure, we could go lower. But ultimately, man, the fundamentals will prevail. The fundamentals will prevail. And companies like NVIDIA showed us that, okay, it's not necessarily over yet. And I think the market's going to react to that in a couple of days, whether it takes a couple of days, a week or two. So for me, yeah, I'm buying, I'm holding on tight. I'm not selling a dime, guys. I'm not selling a dime because stock market money is long-term money. If you're putting money in that you need next week, you're doing it wrong. So all the money that I have in the market, it's like, I don't really need this for a while, right? So it's like, why sell? Why sell now? I'm just going to accumulate more and, ride the fundamentals because the fundamentals are still very strong. And if you guys take a look at NVIDIA stock, it's back to 180. So I think it was it was down this morning. Yeah, we hit 172 this morning, which was a big drop. I mean, geez, guys, did anyone buy that dip? I didn't buy the dip, but I held through it. We hit 172. Now we're back to 180. And the overall uptrend is still maintaining. Yeah, we're down from 212 to 180. We're in a bear market slightly, right? Actually, no, we're not. 15%. We're only in correction territory. So Nvidia is not even in a bear market, guys. It's barely in correction territory, and the uptrend's still looking phenomenal. So it's like this was a much needed pullback. I think, again, the market's going to buy this thing up heading into, December or maybe after December. Once we realize, okay, maybe we get a rate cut. I think we're going to get a rate cut. Maybe not though, who knows. But once we get that rate cut, I think we might front run the move. The market might run before the rate cut announcement, but if we actually get a rate cut, yeah, this is going to help the entire market. Nvidia is it's gonna pop. So at least in my opinion. So I'm holding, man. I'm even considering adding. It's at that point where it's like I might buy more here, because I genuinely believe we're going back to $200 plus. That's just my thought. So I like the way Nvidia looks here. I like the way the market's bouncing back here today. But again, it could be a dead cat. Who knows? But the fundamentals will prevail, like I've said 10 times throughout this video, guys. And look at some of these other stocks today. Some other stocks I've been buying that are doing decently well today. Circle is up 6.5%, which, guys, I mean, look, I'm down on Circle. I just initiated a position. This thing has been getting destroyed, and I think it's at a point where the lockup period's expiring. Sure, it could slip a lot more back to the 50s or to the 50s, 60s, who knows? But I'm in. I'm buying it, and I'm starting to add more to it. 6.5% up today, pretty nice. Toast is another one that I'm in. That's up today about 6%. Very nice bounce in Toast. I like this company for the longer term. Let's see what else is doing well. Let's take a look at big tech, because we all know a lot of these have been squashed. So Apple is up 2.5% on the day. Amazon's bouncing back a little bit, 1%, which I've really been pounding the buy button on Amazon. Google's up to almost $300 again today, guys. 3% green day for Google. Microsoft's up. Actually, no, it's down. I spoke too soon, guys. It's down, but Meta, I think, is up. Let's see. Yeah, about 0.75% for Meta. So out of big tech, guys, I'm not really buying any of them except for Meta right now and Amazon. And I know I said I was considering Nvidia to add more, but we'll see. I'm already up a ton on Nvidia. My cost base is pretty low. I think it's like 105. So I'm just holding on to that for now. But Meta, I'm actively buying. Amazon, I'm actively buying. And just, yeah, that's pretty much it on the big tech side of things. I'm holding on to what's it called? Google, right? That's one that I'm holding on tight to. I was buying a couple months ago like a madman, but that's pretty much all I'm doing on that side of things, guys. And yeah, I just think if you don't need your money for years to come, which you shouldn't need it if it's in the market, don't sell here, guys. Don't panic sell. If you can afford it, I would just plow more money in and buy more stocks. That's what I've been doing, man. I've been buying a ton of stocks recently, and that's why I keep dry powder on the sidelines. Have money on the sidelines for times like these. And obviously, I get it. The economy isn't the best right now. Not everybody has a ton of cash lying around. But man, whatever you can get in this market reasonably, that, money that you don't need for years. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good time right now, and I'm sticking to that. And we'll come back. We'll come back in a couple months and see how we're doing, right? So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. We just hit 60K subs on YouTube. I appreciate you all for tuning in. And check out the Patreon if you want to be a part of the Discord, my portfolio updates, all of that. It's on Patreon. Link down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.